We're live.
Good day, Tyler.
Good day, Martin. This is a good day. Actually, it's a great day because this is your first founders call.
Is it? I feel like, I listen to all your founders calls. I feel like I'm a part of it. All right, I'll let you run it though. You tell me what's up. I'm here.
Yeah, no worries. Well, guys, for anyone that is listening, I know we have a lot of repeat listeners, and we've started getting a decent amount of traction on LinkedIn. 2 weeks now, we've had over 100 people sign up for the founders calls and get involved. So I want to give a little bit of an intro, not only to myself and Martin, but to what the founders calls are. So I'm going to dig in. The founders call is built from a place of communication and trust. Both myself and Martin see all too often that people are investing into vehicles, whether it be a real estate fund or a fund of another sort, or whatever kind of investment vehicle it is, and you might get an annual email saying things are going well or they're not, or at best, you might get a quarterly email saying, here's a little bit of an update. And we don't think that that is sufficient, at least not from us. And this originally came from doing a build back home myself and wanting to be involved in the process. Even if I'm not active and participating in that, I want to be involved from a learning standpoint of why are things happening? What is happening? I want to learn for myself. What is the process of getting permits done? What's the process of building, and how do things work? So we want to do these, and we've been doing these for over a year now, every 2 weeks, where you can come in and you can get the nitty gritty on everything that's happening over the past 14 days and what's going to be happening over the coming 14 days. And our goal with these is that by the end of this call today, which should be around 20 minutes or so, you have a clear understanding of our current situation as a company, the Nova Haus, and also to have learned something about international developments in the process. The goal is for this to be fun, informative, and you can walk away and be like, wow, I never knew that. Now I do. And that's fantastic for us. So, Martin, you ready to get into this?
Yeah, absolutely. And I was just thinking about how with technology these days, it's so much more developed and advanced, and all the tools that we have, that it's weird that still a lot of companies have this kind of outdated thought where investor updates have to be in an email once every quarter. We have all of these tools at our fingertips. I'm surprised more people aren't doing what we're doing. So I think we're trendsetters here.
Trendsetters.
Yeah,
pretty soon we need to have some kind of fashion statement to go with it, I think.
Yeah, eventually all investor updates. This is going to be the standard. Yeah.
So before we get started into talking about the investment, I want to give a very brief intro to myself and Martin. Who are we? We are one good-looking end of the partnership, which is Martin Papp here with his first guest appearance. And then we have myself. Me and Martin are the managing partners of the Nova Haus, and we build, operate, and exit luxury rentals in Costa Rica. Between myself and Martin, we've got over 20 years of experience across 5 different countries, and we're currently raising a $40 million offering for up to 12 properties throughout Costa Rica. Now, throughout our Costa Rican team, combined our architects, our GCs, there's a new one, a partner that's coming up. We've got over 500 properties worth of experience. So that is a very quick bio on us and what we've done and why we are, or who is even speaking to you today. So let's get into this. General updates. The way this works is I'm going to very quickly repeat what was spoken about on the last call, just in case you missed it, and then we'll get into the new updates. Last call, I went over onboarding to Cashflow Investor Portal. I went through the why we're picking that portal, and I went through a whole explanation as to our research into Investor Portal. So if you're interested in that, definitely check out the last call. I went over the fact that we're setting up a parallel fund for RIAs, broker dealers, and family offices for simplicity and cleanliness, and as a bit of a nod of respect to our current investors to not, mess them around more than they need to be as we continue fundraising. We're ongoing due diligence with Buttonwood, which is set to be finished by the end of June. That is our goal. Looking into fund administration, some results from capital advisors, and then also getting clear on our branding. So, new updates, bottom of the screen here. Martin is heading away for a trip to Costa Rica, June 4th to the 11th. Martin, do you want to touch on that real quick?
It's going to be, we're going to be taking more and more frequent trips to Costa Rica. So this is one of many. We're really starting to develop a ton of relationships that need fostering. So we're going down, and I've got a full week of meetings, not only with our normal team, the architects, the builder, but we're also going to be meeting with insurance broker. We're meeting with potential material vendors. We're meeting with banks and private lenders. So it's a packed schedule. And one of the other things that's very exciting is that we are starting to bring on investors that have only made soft commitments that want to learn more about what we're doing. We invite them to come along as well. So I also have at least one, if not more, depending on who's listening here, to come down to Costa Rica while I'm there, and I'll be happy to accommodate and show you guys, do some of the due diligence, meet some of the team, and I'm sure Tyler's got more on that. But that's basically my couple weeks that I'm going to be down in Costa Rica for.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to updating that on the next call, which will be pretty much right as Martin's getting back. In terms of these investor trips, I want to hang up on this for a little bit, get hung up on it for a little bit, in that we definitely want to make sure that anyone who is getting involved with the Nova House has an understanding of what they're investing into. Here in the US, if you're a US citizen and you're investing in a multifamily asset that's in Virginia, you can just go up the road to Virginia and have a look at it, and you can touch it and you can see it and you can meet the people if you're in Virginia.
I love the way you pronounce this. Virginia.
How do you say it?
Virginia.
Virginia?
Yeah.
That was Southern.
Yeah. We speak English down from these parts.
Yeah.
I don't even know what accent that was. That was awful. Keep going, sir.
Anyway, my point is that when you're investing abroad, it is exactly the same from a high level standpoint, but we tend to think it's this really far-fetched idea that's really scary and risky just because it's in another location. So we want to break down those barriers and show people that it is real and that things, work almost exactly the same as they do here in the US. You're still building with bricks, and you're still building with, with concrete, and you're still doing all the same things that you're doing. It's just in a different location. So if you are on the fence about investing, please let us know, and we can add you to the list for some of these for some of these trips. Okay, what else have we got? Next one, PPM for APG, meaning ATCC Property Group, is complete. So that PPM is live on our investor portal, which I'll touch on in a second. And our parallel fund is being set up right now. So that parallel fund is being set up for RIAs, family offices, and broker dealers specifically. So there will be no individuals or a couple or anyone like ourselves that are just randomly investing into that. That will be strictly for professional investors. They have so many nuances as to what they require and what they need, and it just makes sense to allow this to be clean and have parallel funds that are all doing the same thing. It's just there's different terms and different nuances that they need for their clients. So that's all being set up now, and our goal is to have that finished in the next 2 weeks. Investor portal. We have complete our investor portal, and it is live as of today. So For anyone who was on the last call, I was looking into this and doing a ton of research on it and had chosen Cashflow Portal. We are now fully onboarded into Cashflow Portal, and you can check that out right now. You can go to our website, www.thenovahouse.com. In the top right, you will see Investor Portal. Click on that. You can jump in there. You can see all of our offering docs. You can see our business plan. You can see our due diligence materials. And the best part is you can actually create your own login and you can invest into, hopefully, our deal, but you can invest into deals through the portal. You just go in there, you click on the Invest Now button, and you can do everything straight through the platform. Everything from doing your due diligence to signing documents to connecting your account and doing transfers to receiving dividends, the whole shebang. You can do the whole lot in there, and that is a huge move for us, coming from a place of doing everything manually and much more intimate. It is now streamlined, and we're looking forward to where this goes. So also want a quick shout out to Cashflow Portal. I went through a whole bunch of different investor portals, and they've been a huge help, especially in their customer service. It's been fantastic. That is one of the investors that's heading down. And then the next update is due diligence. It is ongoing, and it will be ongoing until at least the end of June. We're going through due diligence with Buttonwood. Highly recommend for any emerging sponsors in the space. Buttonwood has been fantastic. Now, Martin, there's a bullet point here that says new partner. What's all this about?
Yeah, well, a couple. Which one are we talking about?
We're talking about the one. We're talking about Derek.
Okay, so Derek,
way to build attention.
Oh, look at that handsome guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I've been teasing this one for a little bit, and this has been a very I'm not going to say long because it's very short in comparison to most partnerships, but I've been teasing this for probably about 2 months now, and it's a couple of partners that we're in speakings with. Derek is one that we are very excited about. He and his wife Lee have just signed and have come on board to join the Nova House mission journey and become an integral part of our future. Derek, I'm going to go through. I've input some of his information here, which he has actually done up for us, which is fantastic. But I want to go over some of his background, tell you a little bit about Derek, because it's very exciting for us and hopefully for you as well. This is going to allow us to expand and to push forward. So Derek and his wife Lee are originally from Durban, South Africa, and they were looking for warm ocean surrounded by wildlife, with golf and surf on their doorstep. So they now have moved to Costa Rica. But before Costa Rica, in South Africa, he had quite a large career there, doing everything from package and delivering every type of project imaginable, from free government housing all the way up to luxury golf estates, as you can see here. Now, this is where his career then took him into the Middle East. And this is the exciting part, is that he and Lee went to Dubai in 2008 with their son. And Derek has been responsible for large-scale projects from the ground up. He's worked with boutique and global design firms, as well as star architects like the late Zaha Hadid. He's done wonderful large-scale, multi-billion-dollar projects like District 1, as well as water drop explosions in the Al Jada. I'm sure I'm saying them wrong, but he's been part of a lot of very large projects in the Middle East. I believe they're called giga projects. But he now resides in Tamarindo, which is very exciting. Derek and Lee also have a company called YDL Homes, where they are, YDL Capital, where they're investing in crypto and alts, which is alternative investments. They're doing flipping homes in the US, 100% remote, which I tip my hat to because I am doing that back home in Australia. It is not easy, but it's definitely fun. That's for sure, seeing things come to life without actually being there. and now they are part of the Nova House. And this is the exciting part, is that Derek's written here, wherever I find myself, I'm drawn to the pursuit of the unique value proposition. Beauty, as they say, is only skin deep, but the devil is in the detail. If you look after the detail, the house becomes a home, and that is where the value and real beauty lives. So Derek and Lee are now part of Nova House team. They are on the ground in Tamarindo in Costa Rica, which is very exciting for us. We now have not only a contact that we can know and trust there, but someone who is bought into the vision. They have all of our best interests at heart, and someone that we look forward to hopefully a lifetime partnership with.
Yeah, and just a little bit about like, why is he, beyond his extensive background, like why is he becoming a general partner? And we really see him having a lot of hands-on input and experience on these developments, especially as we go multi-property developments, where he was a project manager and skilled in that area. So it's going to be somebody that's going to be on the ground, helping us build, develop, and then operate all of these properties. And this was a key person that we've been looking for, knowing that Tyler and I going to be a little bit more higher level, building out the entire brand, the entire ecosystem. But we're always going to need that person that's there on the ground, always a phone call away from visiting a job site or property to deal with any issues.
For sure. Perfect. All right. Moving on to property development. So in the last call, we went over the water permitting. It was starting to take a little while and becoming a bit of a pain, but we are working our way through it. We're waiting on signature on one for GP side, which is Derek. So since the last call, that has gone through. Due diligence has started with a Costa Rican firm who is looking to fund the entirety of Memo Antonio potentially, and then multiple pending investor trips to Costa Rica at the end of May / start of June. Again, there's a lot of things that have come to fruition from that. So in the new updates, we are still waiting on our water permits, and maybe Martin can touch on that a little bit more in a second here. We've also got updated renderings. Renderings have been a little bit of a point of contention for us. We've met with a few people who have been turned off by the quality of the renderings that we had, and had some strong words to say about it. And even though I believe that the real juice is in the actual execution of it, the first impression does matter. And I appreciate Martin's feedback on that, because he's the one that's pushing about first impressions matter, and I appreciate that. So we've got updated renderings that are happening now. I've got a couple to show you that are not completely finished, but I've got a couple to show you here in a minute. And then we also have submitted our due diligence to Obsidian, and they are in review now. And then we've also started beginning to get landscaper quotes. Before I dive into any of these pictures here, Martin, did you want to talk a little bit about the water permitting?
Yeah, and the rendering and Obsidian. I'll talk about them all.
Yeah, okay. Do it all.
So
let's do it.
Water permitting is an important step that we have to do in order to get build permits from the Sophia. That is really the only thing that we're waiting on before we can start that application process. It has been something that we've been waiting for months. So honestly, it's been very frustrating. Having said that, there should be no real obstacles. The property had water before anyway. It had a water meter. So this is really just about updating that, getting the appropriate letter, and the legal team that we have down in Costa Rica is on it and should be coming any day now, as from what I've been told. The renderings, I just want to. There we go. There's some still need to be put in the furniture, and the details will be done this Friday. We'll have the finished renderings, but it's something that I want to point out is we did not make photorealistic renderings because we always trying to save money, and we always want to be spending money where it's needed. And sometimes it'd be nice to have great photos. We've never been against having photorealistic renderings, but we've been trying to make sure that we spend our money wisely. So we've really held off on doing something like this. But it's become clear from some of the feedback we're getting from first-time people that are looking at the renderings, if they're not used to seeing kind of architectural drawings and more Lego block renderings, that they can throw people off. So we're taking the plunge to really beef up our marketing material, and this should also help with the fundraising component.
For sure. And then
Obsidian. Obsidian. I don't know how much detail you've already gone in. I don't want to say too much, but this is a potential partnership that we're developing. That's their CEO. He's already given us the thumbs up to work together. They're a fintech platform based in Latin America, but they also have their own investing company. And so they are interested in being a major investor in our project. And we're already got the thumbs up from CFO as well. So now we're just going through some compliance and regulatory due diligence with them.
You'll actually have a laugh at this one, Martin. I actually teased this for multiple weeks without dropping any information about who it was or the firm or anything. And then one week when you went down there, I put this photo in because I was like, oh, and Martin had meetings, so I put this photo in, and then realized that I spoke about the update. And then as I scrolled down, this photo represented everything I said, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah, well,
so it's like, oh, cat's out of the bag.
The cat's out of the bag. But one thing we just have to say is that this is still a negotiation, so we don't know where this is going to go, but it's definitely positive, and we're hoping that we get some good results from that. Very much so.
All right, so a little bit of a recap here on what has happened over the last 14 days. We have had the PPM finished for ATCC Property Group. We've signed on a new GP partner, Derek Rush. That is huge news, and I really hope that all of you guys get to meet Derek at some point. Due diligence has been submitted for Obsidian. Buttonwood due diligence is ongoing until at least the end of June, and our investor portal is up and running, and I really encourage all of you to check it out, share it with a friend, and then also if you have any feedback, if you're like, you know what, guys, your investor portal sucks in this department here because of this, please let us know so we can get into it and make it as nice as possible and as nice as possible for the investor. That's been the big one for us. I know I had a call with Will, one of our incredible investors, about all of the different portals that he is in, and the goal for us, yes, we want things to be great on our ends, but the goal is to have things as seamless and easy and pleasing. Like, it's such a pleasant experience for the investors because you guys run the industry essentially. So we want to make things as nice as we can for you guys. So feedback on that would be appreciated. Next 14 days. It looks a little light, but they are big things. We are finalizing we hope to finalize one more partnership that is at the closing stage right now with another partner in Costa Rica. Once that's done, I will be able to announce it here, which is also a very key player in our success. Next one is setting up the new entity PPM and operating agreement for the parallel fund. We hope to have that done in the next 2 weeks. So hopefully there's some complete written there on the next founders call. Due diligence is ongoing, as I said, and Martin will be back home. Well, he'll be arriving home from his Costa Rican trip. Career openings. Well, I shouldn't even call it career openings. One of the big ones here is that if you want to be involved with the Nova House, if that's on the LP side, maybe you're like, you know what, I want to really get involved and be active. Please let us know. We are actively seeking LP investors for our fund and for our properties in Costa Rica. This video here is our property in Manuel Antonio, which is about 2 hours from the Sorry, I clicked off it. 2 hours from the capital of San Jose. This property here has the largest hanging garden of any residence in Costa Rica. It's got 6 bedrooms, podcast recording studio, gym, sauna, ice bath, massage room. You've got a hot tub and a fire pit on the rooftop. You can overlook the ocean. It is the who's who of properties, and this is what we strive for with all of our places, is to have something that is so jaw-dropping that you can't compare it to anything else. For instance, this property here, as you're seeing, it doesn't even have a roof. It has a hanging garden instead. We've been able to work with Kanyas Architects and put in this 8,000 square foot hanging garden to make this truly a showstopper. So if you do want to get involved, please let us know. We're trying to wrap up funding for this by June 30th. So that you also get into this tranche of the distributions that start coming in. Whereas if you wait till after June, you will be in the next tranche, which will be another 3 months. So please, if you are interested, let us know. I do have an appointment link in my Calendly. I'm assuming you're watching this on LinkedIn. You can just click on my profile and click book an appointment, and we can get on a call and chat about it. Or you can go into our website, log into the investor portal, and you can check it all out for yourself. And you know what? Maybe you don't even want to speak to me. Maybe you think I sound funny and you just want to go through the whole process without speaking to a human. You can do that too through our investor portal. The other ways are referrals and fund manager. So the first one here is referrals. If you do know of anybody who potentially might be interested in the Nova House through an LP investment or a partnership or whatever it might be your Aunt Sally. You think, you know what? Sally would love to have ownership in properties in Costa Rica, especially things like this. Please let us know. Set us up in an email. If you just CC us in an email and say, hi, Sally, I'd love for you to meet Tyler and Martin from the Nova House. Fantastic, guys. I think you guys should have a call. Might be a group text message, whatever it might be. If that then turns into something, we do have finder's fee agreements in place for you to also be compensated through that. And then the other one is a fund manager, which is basically if you have a large network of individuals or firms or whatever it might be, of people that you know would love to be invested into this, and you want to put yourself in the middle, it's a fantastic opportunity and it's a triple win. So what happens is you then pull capital from your network. They send capital to you. You create the fund structure, which is essentially a fund of funds, and then you're sending that capital to us. We win because we're dealing with one single investor and usually at a larger check size than originally, planned. You win because you're getting to go into our deal at a much larger ticket size than what you would be able to just by yourself. And you also generate income for yourself based on the fees of managing capital. And then your investors win in multiple ways because they're investing with somebody that they know and trust, and they're only investing with one single individual. And you can go and invest into other funds with your structure for them as well. So it is, for me, it's my favorite because it's a triple win situation, which they don't come around very often. So if you are a fund manager, please let us know, and we'd love to get involved. Last one here is the closing statement. I usually have a little bit of a write-up done here, and it's just a little tidbit of information or a thought-provoking slide for me. And this week I want to speak on the theme of team. Me and Martin often speak in podcasts about what are the most pivotal aspects of our success and what we're doing and having any kind of success. And Martin always touches on team and partnerships. And the big one here, and the reason I want to touch on theme of team, because we've just brought on Derek. And for us, if we want to do anything big, we need to have a big team. But not only a big team, we need to have a team that is more capable than we are, a team that's more experienced than we are, a team that can make even more informed decisions than we can, a team that we don't have to tell them how to do things. They're not, we can go to our team for advice and for help. And for people that drive this company forward, you're essentially being able to leverage other people's skills. Martin is incredible at doing all of the nitty-gritty work, like you saw him talk about with the permitting and the architects and the development process. That is not my gig, but I get to essentially acquire that skill set just by having Martin as a partner. And I'm sure that there's, vice versa for a lot of different aspects. But if you want to do something big, if you want to do it faster than you usually would be able to by yourself, and you want to do it better, go and find people that you want to partner with. I'm guarantee you're going to do 5,000% what you ever imagined you'd do on your own. And that's it. That's the closing statement. So I appreciate you all. Next Founders Call will be in 2 weeks' time on Thursday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It will be on LinkedIn, live streamed here. Actually, no, it will be potentially on Zoom. Have a smoother experience for everyone. And we want to also open up potentially a Q&A section. So, Martin, anything you want to add before we jump off?
No, thank you very much. And
how was your experience?
Great closing statement as well.
Amazing. Good stuff. All right, guys. I appreciate you all, and I'll talk to you next week. Next Founders Call, sorry.